Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video we're going through the GWS versus Western Bulldogs game, in which GWS just flattened them. As simple as that. Western Bulldogs are a little bit lost at the moment, much to the same of the Richmond Tigers the night before. Western Bulldogs, I lost my train of thought there. Western Bulldogs did give away quite a few clumsy free kicks, and it did really cost them in the end. And they got smoked by 63 points. I'm pretty sure that was their tied lowest score of all time, as well as GWS's highest score of all time, or their biggest winning margin. It was a lot of things, and it was just a Zali Goldsworthy story. So let's just jump into this video, just go through the efforts of Zali Goldsworthy. 18 touches, 4 marks, 8 tackles, 2 free kicks, 4 goals, 1. Second half, if we just jump over here, you'll see second half of an 81. She was ridiculous. I did say Frederick's 50 would be one of the highest scoring quarters of the year. Nah, Goldsworthy went 53, and I'm pretty sure you'll see probably someone like a Katie Hoare who will put up like a 3-goal effort sometime in a quarter, and put up like a 50 or a 60. Someone will do that where they need a couple goals plus 5 or 6 tackles in a quarter to do it. I want to bring up her exact stats for the quarter because it was kind of mental. It was just going into her and she was just kicking a goal from every which end. I think she might have ended up with 3 in the quarter, but I could be wrong about that. Let me just bring up the stats for that quarter. In the third quarter exactly, Zali Goldsworthy, 2 goals, 8 touches, which was 4 kicks, 4 handballs, 1 mark, and 4 tackles. She was pretty ridiculous in that quarter, and I mean, pretty much everyone in the GWS really did score well in that. So yeah, they did really well. Goldsworthy 117, as we said, and she just did really well. Bar 116, I thought she did really well across the game more so. A little bit more dominant in the fourth and the third quarter. 72 points and a half is pretty dominant. For Zali Goldsworthy in a shortened game to score 117, 100% time on ground, really like to see that. But yeah, 10 points in the first, 107 in 3 quarters in 51 minutes, which is basically a quarter and 2 quarters and a half in the men's. So if you equate that, let me just find the multiplier there. If you go and do 107 divided by 0.85, you'll find that would have been the equivalent of, in the men's, scoring about 126 points in 3 quarters. So she was averaging about 42 a quarter, give or take. That's how crazy that's those last 3 quarters. And 81 and a half is quite ridiculous. That is, 0.8, sorry, I did it wrong. 81 and a half, divide that by that number. She scored 95, the equivalent of 95 and a half. We talk about how men's, we maybe see 1 or 2 times that they score 100 and a half. Yeah, she's just effectively done that. That's how crazy that's the equivalency there. And that's how good Goldsworthy is. I wouldn't be surprised if she wins an MVP in the next year or 2 when GWS start to really, I think they'll start to really get better, as I really do like Sir Hoy. O'Dowd look really good. I do like Parker's a stalwart. So I do really like the look of their GWS side is starting to generate. So I think that Goldsworthy will be an MVP in the next 2 or 3 seasons. Bar 29, 8-4. We talked about that. Parker 29, 4-4, snuck forward a little bit, gave away 5 free kicks, but I'm pretty confident that she's one that will go and average around this 100 marker this year, if not 105. Beeson, 20 touches and 87. Garnett, 67. Sir Hoy, another rookie that I really did like the look of. So I just don't know whether I'll necessarily jump from Window to Sir Hoy, or whether I'll go from Goering up to Sir Hoy, or something in that manner, because you do want the cash gen. The cash gen will be key, especially in the next 2 to 3 weeks, as she might gain 400, 500k in the next 2-3 weeks, and that could be absolutely humongous to getting the finish articles of our sides. Tiny Evans, I didn't like this role. She did score 63, but I don't think against better sides she'll do that. She did have 10 touches, 4 marks, 3 tackles, 1 goal, 3. I don't think she kicks 1 goal, 3 against good sides, and I don't think she gets that many touches of the ball. I think she could easily end up scoring like a 50, 40, 30 and stuff like that. Even 10 games, 15, 20 games. So yeah, I would be jumping off and be worried if you saw that role. Randall 62, O'Dowd 60. O'Dowd looked really good. She only played 3 quarters, which if she played the 4 and scored 80, it would have been quite up there. But yeah, she did pretty well for what she achieved in that. They won the game with 9 hit-outs, which is quite crazy. Eva, 59. Pease, 54. I did like Huntington's role, actually. Even though she did only score a 54, I thought she could be one of the forwards in that big clump where they scored. I think 54 is one that she could actually very easily achieve. So she might be one that you go and you pivot to or something, out of Pauga or something rather, as if Pauga is injured. But yeah, I did really like Huntington there, and there's that. She might also be one that I sort of jump on alongside, maybe a tie or something like that, or maybe someone like a Randall or something like that out of Bonnie Too Good if she's injured, as I do want to get rid of Smith, and I do want to get rid of Too Good if Too Good is injured. So there's just, as I said in the one of the earlier reviews, there are things going around in my head that I'm just like, if I can get Huntington and then I can get this and then I can do that, then I can really make some moves and I can really get that cash gen flowing, but also not necessarily chase points. So yeah, maybe there may be some maneuvers that I do that I'll think about, but then you've also got O'Dowd injured here, so who potentially has an ankle syndesmosis from what I saw of that injury, or just a rolled ankle. So yeah, that is a little bit worrying there that she didn't come out onto the field, but I guess the game was done and dead and buried, so there was no point playing her. Pauga, I'm surprised she didn't get that mark in the last quarter because she took it. Like, they just didn't give her a +6, which is pretty lazy. Zrika, Greason, Doyle had a pretty good last quarter from memory. I think she put up about 25 points in the last, 29 in the last as she went into ruck. So I don't think she'll be valuable fantasy-wise, but that'll be interesting if Fleur Davies has to come in and then she has to secondary ruck there, as she did end up with 2 hit-outs there, 2 out of the 9. And then you had Smith and Cormac, as they did. I think, did they have Karras on their roster last year? I'm pretty sure they lost a couple of their rucks, so that could be interesting with Jess Doyle if she does get a better role, as she didn't really look good as that sort of medium to small forward. Smith, McCormack, Brasendale, Ransom, and also Gaffney. Then we go over to the Bulldogs, and Blackburn, 25 and 8 tackles, 95. I think if she had actually done something in the third and fourth quarter, I'd be a little bit more happy. Just annoyed she didn't crack the ton. But we did see that one of the Sparkus girls combined for about, 108, 174. So if you average that out, 87 or so between them, which is pretty good for Blackburn, given that she did outscore that. So I'm not that's not the worst. A little bit disappointed in Edmonds, only 73. Would have liked like an 80, 85 out of this game. But it is what it is. We take the win over the Moffat people. But the people that went Strom are probably laughing. And probably Jess Allen as well, who had a pretty good game against even a double ruck, which was interesting. Pritchard, 72. Ahrens, 49. I thought Ahrens would be one that would do something similar like this. 49 for her, which was all right, but it wasn't outstanding. It wasn't like that 60 that you need to really get the cash gen flowing. Greg, 44. I thought she had a really good just pressure game. She was on, who was she on? Was she on Goldsworthy at some point? But yeah, Goldsworthy got away. So, but I thought her pressure was pretty good from Greg all around. Just probably needs to get the disposals. Gorham McGee as well probably could have ended up with more than 40 for the effort she put in. Probably could have ended up with 50 or 60, but she starts the cash gen. She gets something like 40, 45k going starting, and she gets that break even down. So hopefully in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, she can really start to generate some cash, get towards that 500, 600 to 700k. And if she gets up to that, then fair play. But I think she'll probably stall around that 500k region. But hopefully she can just be that leading target, grab a couple of marks there, get a couple of hit outs, especially in the next couple of weeks, because I'm pretty sure they have some positive ruck matchups. So she can bank off of Edmonds being off the ground, etc., and really score there. Fitzgerald, Carruthers, I was sort of surprised with Carruthers, Berry, and some other girls that really just didn't fire from the Bulldogs. They really did just struggle to score fancy-wise. And I think a lot of people are in a little bit more strife because of Georgia Stathis, Weston Turner, even Butterfant and Gavalis. I think we're all highly owned to a certain extent. So they will people will struggle to get off of them. Because Weston Turner with an 11, she was priced at around 31, 32. An 11's going to drop her by probably about 50 to 60k. She gets down to 370. You're going to be using your spare cash to maneuver her. And this was the worry with her when I actually saw the role that she was going to get, as I thought she would get a better role. But yeah, she's just more of that high half forward that really is a dead role that we talk about in the AFL men's, like a Dersma type. Like Zane Dersma for the Roos this year. She will probably have 1 or 2 games where she just fires and scores like a 60, but I just don't rate the consistency of her scoring. Georgia Stathis was another one I was really shocked about. Only 6 points, 6 disposals, 3 free kicks against. Really did struggle to score and was pretty clumsy in the free kicks against. And it looks like Ahrens is the one that will get a lot of the ball out down back, ball use wise in terms of the kick outs. But anyway, I've rambled on long enough for this video. If you did enjoy the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when those future uploads come out, especially because a lot of these reviews will be 12, 12:30, etc. And there'll be either 2 or 3 uploads in a day. But I guess I will see you guys in the next game review. Bye, guys.